Hey guys, we're super excited to have you. I know we've been a little we've been away from doing these lives, and we recently we've had the pleasure of working with you guys, and a couple of opportunities have come up recently. So we're like, we have got to have these two on the show. So I hope I'm saying your name correctly all the time. It's Zanna and Jeff, right?
Zanna and Jeff, yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, I don't know if I'm always saying it right or she just doesn't correct me. But yeah, so they are incredible people that have started this company called Honor the Brave. So I guess why don't you go ahead and just give us a little background on what is Honor the Brave?
Go for it.
The backstory, a little bit of backstory of how it was all, the heart behind it and kind of how it came to be is I was a police officer in the San Francisco Bay Area into my 8th year, gang task force, FTO, a training officer. One night I didn't have any trainees, so I was working a certain area that I used to work, and I was following a vehicle, and lo and behold, pulled the vehicle over. There was kind of a mistake made by dispatch. We're all human beings, and the plate came back clear and current. But needless to say, about 45 seconds into the conversation with the one occupant of the vehicle, dispatch came back and said that the vehicle was actually stolen out of San Jose. So the gentleman that was behind the wheel, he had gang tattoos, forehead, down his cheek, his neck, and everything. And so we played a little bit of a game as far as name and stuff. And pretty quickly it transpired into him looking at me, telling me explicitly that he was going to kill me, and started digging under his seat, going for a gun. So he continued to yell he was going to kill me and going for that. So I had my duty weapon out, and I was up against the vehicle to give him a bad angle to try to shoot me. And he couldn't get to his gun. So it happened so quick. I heard the motor, the RPMs rev up, and all of a sudden he threw it reverse, and he was swinging the car towards me, trying to run me over. And I got struck on the left side, and immediately the pain from my back all the way down to my toes. And then as soon as the pain hit, adrenaline kicked in, pain went away. He went around me, was continuing to yell out the window that he was gonna kill me, and then was headed for my patrol car in reverse. And so I figured he was going to hit my patrol car, come back at me. So I put out the radio traffic that I need to put out, and he ended up hitting the front of my patrol car, kind of going up over the hood of it, coming down in the street, and turned off his headlights and taking off. And so I jumped in my patrol car, took off after him, and ended up in a high-speed chase. And he ended up crashing and then jumping out of his car, taking off on foot. And then I did the same and caught up to him, running through a Home Depot parking lot. And he was a little bit slower than me at the time. And then the fight was on. So my brothers and sisters, there was probably 20 officers that showed up, and they kind of took over because I was struggling to stay on top of the guy, trying to keep his hands away from digging into his waistband area. And then after he was handcuffed and everything was good, then I couldn't get out. I couldn't walk. My left leg was completely numb. So they ended up transferring me to the hospital, and it ended up being, I broke a few bones and completely blew out all the discs in my lower spine, and it collapsed my spine and pinched off all the nerves, mainly to my left leg. So that
you had enough adrenaline to chase this guy down with broken bones, messed up back, and still make the arrest. And then you went and dealt with your wounds after the fact.
The human body is an amazing thing. Adrenaline, yes, it's the pain was there and then it was gone because the adrenaline kicked in, and then the pain didn't come back until I was kind of at the hospital. Then the pain came back. Yeah. Even the ride to the hospital I thought was kind of ridiculous. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I probably took a shot off the hip, kind of like taking a football stinger back in the days playing football. So that ended up turning into multiple surgeries, and the city forcing me to medically retire 4 days before my second back surgery. And then it was about a year recovery from that. And I was in a hospital bed, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. Zan had to do everything for me. They even just moved my legs for me. And I went through some dark mental times. I was not ready for the mental side of that struggle. And Zan was in real estate, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And she's a very positive person. And she started throwing around, why don't you join me? And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. And so then it was brought up, well, why don't we, my family was military and law enforcement. And so it was like, well, why don't we do real estate, but give back to the men and women who are either currently or previously first responders or military. And I went, I think I can do that.
Maybe he could do that.
So
yeah, I love it.
That's how Honor the Brave started on a very small scale. And then Zan can kind of tell you how it transpired from there.
So yeah, it was a definite season of growth, and we grew a lot as individuals and as a couple through that journey. And but Honor the Brave is one of the many lights that came at the end of what was kind of a dark tunnel. And I like to say I got to see the boy I fell in love with because we were high school sweethearts. I feel like, were you guys high school sweethearts too? No,
but we met pretty young. But
yeah.
I see your story that you guys were high school sweethearts. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so I like to say, I got to see the boy I fell in love with become the man he was meant to be, finding his calling in law enforcement. And then to see that ripped away, the way that it was, not really on his terms, was heartbreaking. But this was something that we could do to stay connected to that and give back through really the skill set and resources that we had. And it's turned into such a blessing. And through that journey, we decided to move our family from California and picked our perfect campus, which happened to be Montana, which has been amazing and yet another light at the end of that tunnel. When we got here, we'd been serving so many folks where we weren't there to do it anymore. And like us, oftentimes they were maybe moving to another location. So we wanted to be able to benefit them with what we call Brave benefits, no matter where they were going to buy or sell. So in 2017, we took it nationwide through referral partnerships with amazing people like you guys. And through that referral, we are still able to provide the Brave benefits we had been providing to first responders and military active and previous. And what that is, as you know, is 10% of the total commission goes back to the client as a thank you for their service. And then we do an additional 5% of the total commission to the charity that they choose that's impacting first responders or veterans in some capacity. And the goal with that part is to really hopefully create a ripple effect impacting more first responder and veteran lives. And then we have an active duty Marine who builds these beautiful handmade wooden flags that we present to our clients upon closing, and just really try to create that experience of appreciation through this process they'd be doing anyway.
Yeah.
And I actually love that. And they get so excited about those flags. Like they're beautiful. But I have to say, one of the things I put in here that you guys turn tragedy into triumph. And one of the things that I just was so impressed, and it's funny, I don't even remember. I mean, I know I met you at a conference, but it was one of those things. I think you just posted something like, does anybody want to meet for coffee or something? And And for some reason, I just saw it that morning. I'm like, let's go meet for coffee with this girl. So it was the most random, thing. But I was one of those, I have a lot of family members that are military, police officers. So it really spoke to me because I don't think that people, realize the sacrifice and how scary it is every day when you say goodbye to them, not knowing if they're coming home. And so, I was just super excited and passionate to get behind that. But I just love your mindset. And that's one of the things that I just took away from meeting you is that you could take, so many people let these tragedies in our lives just take us down a rabbit hole, and how you guys were able to take that tragedy, but turn it into something so much more, and not even just for yourselves, but making an impact in all these people's lives. So I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. We're super proud to have partnered with you, and we love helping and being a part of what you guys have created. So, now I have a couple questions though, because I know we've met now years ago. So as it started, I think I met when you guys were kind of just
going nationwide.
Yep.
Right. And so, that was, you guys originally just started that this was something you guys were doing for your clients and just only your clients, right? Okay. And so then when you guys took it nationwide, like what is I guess if somebody's wanting, there's a lot of agents in this area, like, you know, or across the country that watch this, like if somebody wants to partner with you, what does that look like? How do they get in touch with you? What's the process?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can reach out to us if you go to our website. And for whatever reason, I'm not techie. Something has changed, and you have to put the www.honorthebrave in now to get to our website. If it's just Honor the Brave, for some reason, it's taking you to GoDaddy. So FYI, that said, visit honorthebrave.com, and you can reach out to us there. Both of our cell phones are there. And as is our email, or you can reach out and just fill out a form if you're inquiring about being a realtor partner. Or if you're a client looking to buy or sell and reap those benefits, you can also reach out and get more information. And one of us will reach out directly to you through that.
Okay, awesome. And now with this program, you guys are, you know, I know you're nationwide. Do you have multiple partners in one market? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it hasn't been we haven't had multiple partners in too many markets, but there are certain markets where that is feasible. We don't have a set number. It's more what just makes sense for that market. And we don't want to saturate a market with partners because we want it to be beneficial to kind of set yourself apart as one of those go-to resources for our first responders and veterans. But that said, you know, certain markets can certainly accommodate a handful of agents and others can't. So it's just something we take on a case-by-case, you know, basis.
Are there any immediate need markets that you guys have right now that we need to find agents to partner with you guys?
Well, as you know, so many people are going to Florida, so we are lucky to have you guys. And
we've got the Tampa market locked down, right?
Yeah, you do. And so not specifically off the top of my head. So we're growing super authentically, which has been amazing. So we have a lot of partners in a lot of the major markets, but then there's maybe a suburb, like Jen, I know I've asked you about certain areas that we have a client looking for right now that's maybe beyond your reach, which I wish were coming to my mind right this minute. I'll let you know in a follow-up.
I think that's more south though. I think that do you have anybody in Sarasota, like that area?
We do have someone great in the Sarasota area. And then
Orlando. I know you have Orlando.
We have Orlando, Miami. But that said, sometimes it comes up that they're looking in an area that we don't specifically have someone. And then what I do is I reach out to our partners first to see if they know someone great. And if not, then I start interviewing agents till I find what is a fit for the client and hopefully for us in partnership moving forward.
Awesome. So I guess I want to kind of go back to like, what advice do you have for anybody? You know, this industry is challenging, right? And then you guys took this to a whole different thing. So with the whole mindset thing and coming back to that, like what advice do you have for anybody who's kind of going through some life challenges? I think we have a lot of things going on right now. Like, how did you guys keep yourself motivated? How did you stay so focused and so driven, you know, instead of just kind of crumbling under all the pressure?
I think it's important that, you know, you don't just have to be a first responder or current previous military to go through hard times. You know, we all life's everyone, obviously, you know, and in the last couple of years, I think we can all relate on some level, no matter what, that it's been pretty tough. And so, you know, I won't sugarcoat anything as far as every day isn't a very positive, woohoo, you know, type of day. There are some dark days, but, you know, I think that, you know, allowing yourself to have a down moment, when I say a down moment, like, you know, whether it's 15 minutes or, you know, a half day to kind of focus on that, and then shifting your mindset of like, okay, if you focus on the negative in the past or anything that's negative, there's no room for positive, you know? It's kind of that, I don't know, I'm not advertising this shirt, but a military guy, it's OTD, own the dash. And what it means is the dash between, like on someone's gravestone, you know, you have the date you were born, then there's a dash, and then the date you passed away. And it's owning that dash, that dash between the time between you're born and when you pass away. And only us as individuals can truly own that and create what we want in our life, whether that's a positive life or, you know, to help others, to give back. Or so I think it's a matter of just, you know, mindset and also reaching out to people. And that's a big thing with Zanna and I and kind of the Honor the Brave of, you know, when I say dark times, there was there was dark times for me individually, through this whole process, and then us as a couple and our marriage and all that. And we're very straightforward about, just reaching out to people. Even if someone's in the career field, I've had people reach out to me that are been injured and facing the same thing that I faced. And I've never met them before, but they learned about us and they reach out to us, good or bad. Our cell phones are on our website. And so it's just a matter of talking to people and knowing that we all go through struggles and kind of how we can lift each other up and,
Right.
personally, individually, relationship wise, and all that.
Absolutely. I feel like mindset's everything, and gosh knows we've all needed that mindset check probably through the last 2 years of COVID crazy. And we have a saying in our house called "So what, now what?" And it's like life happens, like you said, life lifes you, and we can't be in control of all the things that come towards us sometimes, whether that's good or bad. But the now what part we can. So what, now what? Like, yeah, this might have been crappy. This might have been amazing, whatever it is. But the now what is where our power lies. And so that's all we have control over.
That's
I
awesome.
love that. So what, now what?
Yeah.
And then
I love the on the dash
I
thing
do
too.
too.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean
think that's so.
that was a great analogy, both of them. That's
And I
awesome.
think that like one of the things that in this industry that can become so overwhelming sometimes is that there is a lot, right? There's a lot of ups and downs. I feel like sometimes you can feel very isolated in it. And I think one of the things you said was, reaching out and being a part of a network of people, or, even being a part of just like the Honor the Brave. Like, I'm sure if there's times that they need help with something or they don't understand something, you guys are there to support in that. And I think that's just really, really key, is just realizing you're not in this alone and that it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No matter whether it's work, life, whatever. And
Right.
purpose is so key, right? Like, and that's part of what the challenge was with what he went through, is he lost his purpose for a season there, losing the career he was called to do. And it's finding purpose in whatever you're doing, I think makes the hard days doable.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that that's key is, I talk to a lot of agents, and, we have teams and stuff like that. And a lot of times you do talk to people, and of course you're like, well, why do you get into real estate? Well, I want to make money. I want to this, but you have to have a greater purpose in what you're doing if you're going to make it in this field. You have to have and I hate when everybody says like, what's your why? Because, but I just think that you really do have to have those. It's not just because I want to make money. It's because I want to, there's always something so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Help people impact people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on today. Like I said, I was super excited to have you guys. I love what you're doing. I love working with you guys. I appreciate all the opportunities. It seems like a lot of people are coming to Florida. So I love it. I've met some incredible people through you guys. I will say the clients have been amazing. So if you want to partner up with them, as an agent, or if you are somebody who's looking that, military relocation, first responders, whatever, please don't hesitate to reach out to us or Zanna and Jeff. We're all here to help, and we're just excited to work with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Us too.
Awesome.
And we'll be visiting Florida ourselves this summer. So
we'll let you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll meet up.
definitely get together.
Awesome.
All right, take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
all right,
See ya.
thanks.